So today I saw a tweet confirming the passing of Kevin Samuels. I wasn't really a big watcher of him. I saw a couple clips, like I want to say like last year, just of him like destroying people. Wasn't really my thing. I just didn't really watch it. Not on that side of YouTube, so he's kind of just faded out of my brain. But I came across him every now and then, so I knew who he was. And like I said, he passed, and there was a lot of buzz on Twitter about it. So originally, it started off with rumors where we got tweets like this. It says Kevin Samuels trying to figure out who let women in their 30s with 4 kids at his funeral. Yeah, he was really critical of single mothers and women who were in that age range. You can find a lot of clips of him making fun of women of that age range. Just look up Kevin Samuels destroys and it's there. I don't believe Kevin Samuels is dead, for the record, but me not feeling bad if he doesn't means I'm celebrating. He went out of his way to be cruel. We are not required to mourn virtues he didn't show, and asking black women of all people to show tact is audacious. So Kevin Samuels was mainly criticized for his talks and the way he would refer to black women, and he was often talk about most women, right? And he seemed kind of even, to me at least. Now I saw like an even amount of clips of him attacking both men and women, but the clips of him going after women would go a lot more viral because a lot more people would be like, hey, this is wrong. And oftentimes he was very rude and nasty. Like here he's not as nasty, he's just kind of like whatever. Here's the clip.
Hi, I'm I don't know what your topic is tonight, but I guess.
How old are you?
Guess.
Don't play with me. Guess these nuts.
Hi,
And here's another clip of him being rude to a guy.
10. How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
5'10". How much do you weigh? Uh-oh.
I weigh about,
To what?
depending on the day, between 280 to 285.
So you're a fat fucker.
Yeah.
So you think a 5'10", almost 300-pound dude, you got a big dick?
I mean, it's above average. I ain't no Ron Jeremy.
No. I asked you if you had a big dick. I just said it was above average.
I don't know what that is, really.
You know if you got a big dick or not. Stop the bullshit. Every dude know whether or not he got a big dick. I know I got a big dick. You don't know?
Yeah, so that guy just gave it out, as much as he could to pretty much anybody who was there or around when they came on his show. I don't know what he was like in real life. I don't know if that's just how he was raised, to be like, hey, I'm gonna give you what I think is the truth as bluntly as possible. Here we have the tweet that says, you are a sick person if you're celebrating Kevin Samuels' death. And then it has this black chick doing the fake Apple headphones sick thing with the thing on her hand. I think it's weird to celebrate anybody's death. Later on, I'm going to get into some of the crazier points that Kevin made, because I do think it plays a role in this, and I'm going to attack his points, not him, because he is not here to defend himself. And I think it's wrong to attack anybody who's not here to defend themselves, such as when Kobe passed like 2 years ago. Yeah, it was 2 years ago, and Gayle King came out and she did that thing where she was talking about his allegations. And if I was doing YouTube back then, I would have been like, hey, that's wrong, because in my view, to do something like that and to say something like that is wrong. I don't think anyone should be going around doing stuff like that. Anyway, so this came out when it was pretty much confirmed that Kevin was dead, but it wasn't like 100% confirmed. It says, y'all are mad at people for celebrating that Kevin Samuels died, but didn't care when he was spewing a bunch of sexist, misogynistic bull. please cry me a river. People cared, and a lot of people like agreed with some of the points he said. I'm not sure if he was misogynistic. I mean, he said some things that were like, yeah, I don't think you have the best, most modern views about women, which we're gonna get into later. But I don't think it's weird. Well, I do think it's weird to celebrate anyone's death unless they're like, you know, this despotic figure. Hopefully despotic is a word. I don't get flamed for saying that. Here we have a tweet defending Kevin Samuels. I'm gonna throw like one or two of these in here. I feel like last video I made when it was revolving a Twitter buzz, that was the Elon video. I feel like I didn't involve enough of the other side, and I kind of want to have a mix here, you know, so that I'm not being biased, or at least I don't feel like I'm being biased, because I want you to leave my videos thinking, hey, like, here's my own opinion, not what Jackson has to say or what anybody else has to say, right? I want you to leave here and sort of think. That feels pompous almost when I'm saying it, but mainly I just don't want to form people's opinions for them, is what I'm trying to say here. I don't think I have the power to do that, but if I did, I wouldn't want to, because that's not cool. Anyway, you know, a tweet from Amari here. It says, the way women are cheating the news of Kevin Samuels as a celebratory event is revolting. Y'all are evil, twisted, deranged, selfish, careless, conceited, and distasteful to say the least. And it's ironic because y'all are literally proving he was right about y'all. This is a weird, like, high and mighty thing to say. Like, why would you say something like this, just to be like, hey, you women are bad, but me, I'm guessing this person is a woman, just judging by their profile picture. I don't know for sure though. Hopefully I'm not getting it wrong. I don't want to offend this person, but if I do, sorry, I guess. Well, I'm not saying sorry. I'm not sorry for doing that. It's an honest mistake. Whatever. Anyway, all that aside, grandstanding like this is just weird in general. I don't know. Like, what do you get out of this? You just nobody's gonna listen to you saying this. Now, a lot of people agreed with her. This got like 8,000 views, 8,000 likes. So, I mean, clearly people are like, hey, yeah, it's wrong to go after this guy when he's dead. And to an extent, I agree. Like I said later on, I'm gonna attack some of his points, not him. But anyway, now here we've got a crazy tweet from a Kevin Samuels fan. They say that they're responding to a quote tweet here that says, funny how Kevin Samuels told fat women that they were invaluable to black men or men in general, and we ended up living longer than him. Your lungs are collapsing as we speak. This is the response here. Cholesterol is clogging your arteries and you're on the verge of heart failures. Speak on Kevin Samuels again and see if I don't cut your life short before your obesity does. Okay. Now, I watch a good amount of content creators, and I will say here, I will never threaten somebody over the internet because they criticize them. I don't care how crazy the criticism gets. What are you doing? What are you doing? Seriously, like, what if this person reports you to the police, right? And they like go back and you just said a bunch of crazy stuff, right? Now you got legal trouble over Kevin Samuels, and it sucks to say that, but like, why? What's your end game here? What are you doing? If you get in legal trouble for this, if I see an article headline in a week, 2 weeks about this, I'm not gonna feel bad for you at all, because you're just out of your mind. And a lot of people agreed with this sentiment. Jeez, and that's why this has 126 quote tweets and 4 likes. So yeah, it wasn't real well received, and rightfully so. So now that we've gone over the more crazy tweets, we're gonna go into a more sensible area. But before we do that, we're gonna talk about a Twitter space, and this particular Twitter space is called "Why We Should Celebrate Kevin Samuels' Death." Now, I was surprised that this was a thing, and I clicked on it just to see what was going on in it, and I found out that there were over 150 listeners. So this was a pretty popular thing, and I don't know how many people were in there and just like me, just trying to see what was going on. I took a couple of clips just so I could show people what would be going down in the space, and this should give you a bit of an idea of what was being discussed.
To do something, she respects you, you respect her, everything is given 50-50 in a relationship. It's not you throw some money at a problem and a bitch is supposed to submit to you because you got a little change in your pocket. I prefer to cook because I went to culinary school, bitch. Like, I have certifications. So I accept being a little kind of asshole.
Adore. Kevin Samuels is dead. It's okay. He's already dead.
Death, I'm not gonna do all that. I just never cared about this nigga, and it shocks me that so many of y'all do.
So yeah, not very productive, I guess you could say, at all. And it's never just, yeah, it was bad. It was as bad as the title suggested, and I don't know why I expected it to be at least like, I almost expected it to be like, you know those internet Bloodsport like kill streams that they used to do back in like 2016, where they would just get on and scream at each other. I was expecting something like that, and it didn't quite live up to my expectations. So we're gonna get into the more sensible stuff. The tweet I'm about to read you is not as sensible. I mean, it's kind of sensible, but what follows is what I really want to focus on. So regardless of if this Kevin Samuels news is true or not, you gotta be an evil MF to cheer on for someone's death because you don't like some of the things they said. Which yeah, is sort of the point I've been making during this video, that there's no reason to be attacking somebody who's said some crazy things, but he hasn't like incited violence or anything of that nature. So it's like, you know, you kind of gotta chill out. You know, it's not really worth your time, but there are some valid points being made, and here is one of them. Kevin Samuels is the same person who shamed a woman online for saying that she will believe her child if a man ever touched them instead of the man. He had a dangerous mindset that went beyond just gender roles, so excuse me if I'm upset and boo-hooing over his alleged death. I'm pretty sure she meant to say if I'm not upset and boo-hooing over his alleged death, but just a simple typo. But here's the clip she's talking about.
And then we're supposed to do what about it? Because if it was biologically my child, you said it would be over. Why would you not question your child? Why would you not question your dad? Why would you not just say, girl, whatever, that's your daddy. Girl, whatever, that's your daddy.
So this is a really creepy thing for anybody to be saying. Kind of just weirds me out. Like, why are you even thinking like this? Like, yeah, children can lie, but they rarely lie about stuff like that because they don't know about stuff like that, and hopefully they never get introduced to stuff like that. Yeah, most times when children lie about things like that, it's because they were prodded on by adults. And if it's a kid telling the mom about the dad, normally in situations like that, it would be like the other parent prodding the child to say something about the other parent. Well, it doesn't seem like that is the situation here, so obviously there's something weird going on here. But hey, to each his own, I guess. Or actually, no, this is insane to say. I don't like it at all, and it's weird and it's creepy. So we've got another pretty good point against Kevin. He says, he, she, whatever, doesn't matter. Someone said Kevin Samuels was trying to fix black relationships because he cared. Kevin Samuels once said black women are on the opposite spectrum of beauty, and here's the clip of him saying that.
Fallacy. Beauty is not subjective. That's why we have the golden ratio, the Fibonacci equation. You can look at facial symmetry and see that beautiful people, you can map their facial structure, and it goes to a mathematical calculation.
Oh yeah.
Beauty is universal. And the thing is, we're talking about black women. They are on the opposite end of the spectrum on all ranks. Facial symmetry.
Face.
So to start off, this is wrong. Also, beauty is subjective. Literally, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There are some people that will find you attractive, and there are some people who just won't. It's just how things are. It's not because of symmetry. You don't have to do geometry just to find out whether or not you're attractive, okay? It's ridiculous. I don't know why he's trying to justify his hate. Like, I'm guessing that he doesn't like black women, and he's trying to justify that, right? That's what I'm getting from these clips. Here we got a tweet from Mess Dior. It says, Kevin Samuels said to beat women who don't listen, and said it's okay to defend your partner's fees in EDP. Now I'm going to focus on that first part where it says it's okay to beat women who don't listen. Now,
the domestic discipline.
No,
domestic discipline in a nutshell is me and Courtney are married, and Courtney and I are vibing, but Courtney knows that she can get on one sometimes, and we sit down and say, when you get on one, and after we go through the process, and I use the safe word, banana split, and you still stay on one after I say banana split. You heard me say banana split. I acknowledge you heard me say banana split, and you stay on one. Well, then it's time for the domestic discipline. And it is exactly what it sounds like. Lay across the knee and on our ass. It's actual spanking. I am not kidding. I am not kidding. And what I will do is I will put the links to the women who teach this stuff. And this has been talked about in sectors of the manosphere. It's adult correction.
I've never heard of that before in my.
So while you didn't quite say that you should beat women that don't listen, what he's saying is still really reductive and extremely archaic. I don't know why you would want to treat women that you supposedly love like that. No one should ever do that, ever. It's ridiculous. You're both grown adults. You don't need to spank your wife, okay? If she's not listening to you, then sit down and talk about it. And if she's not willing to sit down and talk with you, then that's not somebody you should be marrying, because obviously they're a bad person, or they just don't care about you, which means they're probably a bad person. So all in all, I don't really like Kevin Samuels. This is just my opinion. Please form your own, alright? In fact, don't even listen to the rest of the video if you don't want to hear my opinion. I'd much rather you go and form your own. But mine's going to be quick, so stick around if you want. Anyway, I really dislike a lot of the points Kevin was making. I think they're wrong on many levels, and I don't think that these are things that you should be saying or feeling about people. However, it is wrong to attack somebody who's dead. If you've had these clips and you've had all these things, this should have been something that was like a big talking point like for a while now. And I'm sure that video, especially the one with the child stuff, I'm sure that was talked about. But yeah, don't attack people while they're dead. Don't attack people while they're down. It's just the wrong move. As many points as I've showed you here, there's still like, just call them out and just leave it at that. Honestly, like, there's no point in just going more and more in depth into it, because the people who understand and are going to listen already were going to listen, and the people who weren't just aren't, and that's just the way it is. So yeah, with that not too happy note, I'm gonna head out and I'm going to edit this video, and then we'll just chill for the rest of the day, because that was pretty depressing. Life is all about legacy, man. And okay, I'm gonna start rambling if I get into that. So yeah, just be careful about what you say because it leaves a lasting impact on this world. Anyway, goodbye. Thank you all for watching.